Lucy Letby, the nurse who killed 7 babies. A chilling case. Welcome to today's video, but first I want to say Happy New Year's Eve. And I also want to say thanks to the few people that watch my video, because that's what keeps me going. Today, where we're exploring one of the most shocking cases in modern medical history, the crimes of Lucy Letby. A neonatal nurse at the Countess of Chester Hospital, Letby committed the unimaginable by taking the lives of 7 babies and attempting to murder 6 more. How could someone in a position of trust betray her duty so horrifically? What drove her to commit these crimes, and how was she finally caught? Stay tuned as we uncover the full story, from her seemingly ordinary life to the investigation, trial, and lasting impact of her actions. Please note, this video discusses sensitive topics, so viewer discretion is advised. Who was this Lucy Letby? Lucy Letby was born in 1990 in Hereford, England. To many, she appeared to be the perfect nurse, kind, dedicated, and passionate about caring for the most vulnerable patients, premature babies. After graduating with a degree in nursing from the University of Chester, she began working in the neonatal unit at the Countess of Chester Hospital. Her colleagues described her as friendly and dependable, someone who loved her job and had a bright future. But behind this facade was a darkness no one suspected. Between 2015 and 2016, the hospital began noticing a troubling pattern. An unusually high number of infant deaths and sudden collapses, all during Letby's shifts. The rise in infant deaths. For months, doctors and administrators were puzzled. Babies who seemed stable would suddenly deteriorate without warning. Despite internal reviews, no medical explanation could be found. What made the situation even more alarming was that these incidents were disproportionately clustered around Letby's shifts. Some staff members began voicing concerns, but others dismissed them. After all, who could imagine a nurse deliberately harming babies? It wasn't until May 2017 that the hospital reported the suspicious deaths to the police, sparking a thorough investigation. The investigation starts. The investigation was meticulous. Cheshire Police reviewed medical records, staffing schedules, and even conducted forensic analyses of the baby's blood samples. What they uncovered was chilling. Several infants had been injected with air, causing fatal air embolisms. Others were poisoned with insulin or suffered trauma consistent with deliberate harm. Letby's name kept appearing in connection to these incidents. In July 2018, police arrested Lucy Letby for the first time. While she denied any wrongdoing, investigators found evidence that would later seal her fate. How she did it step by step. Step 1. Identifying vulnerable victims. Letby targeted premature or sick newborns in the neonatal unit. These babies were already in fragile conditions, making it easier to disguise deliberate harm as medical complications. She often chose babies under her direct care, allowing her to act without raising immediate suspicion. Step 2. Planning the attack. Letby's actions were premeditated. She ensured she was assigned to the babies during her shifts, giving her the opportunity to carry out her attacks without interference. In some cases, she used her knowledge of medical protocols to exploit weaknesses in the system, ensuring her actions would be difficult to detect. Step 3. The methods of harm. Lucy Letby used several methods to harm or kill the babies, each designed to cause sudden and severe deterioration. 1. Injecting air into bloodstreams. Air embolism. Letby injected air into the baby's veins through intravenous lines. This caused an air embolism, which blocked blood flow, leading to cardiac arrest or fatal organ damage. Air embolisms are difficult to detect and could easily be misinterpreted as natural complications in critically ill newborns. 2. Injecting air into feeding tubes. In other cases, she injected air into feeding tubes, which led to gastric distension and disrupted breathing. 3. Insulin poisoning. Letby administered excessive insulin to some babies, causing severe hypoglycemia, dangerously low blood sugar levels. Insulin poisoning can mimic natural metabolic issues, especially in premature babies, making it harder to detect foul play. 4. Overfeeding or injecting excessive milk fluids. She deliberately overfed babies, or injected large quantities of milk or fluids into their feeding tubes. This caused complications like vomiting, choking, or aspiration, which could lead to death. 5. Physical trauma. In some cases, Letby inflicted physical injuries on the babies, including diaphragmatic trauma or liver damage. These injuries were often detected during post-mortem examinations or through X-rays, but were initially attributed to accidental causes. Step 4. Manipulating the aftermath. After harming the babies, Letby often stayed close to the scenes of the collapses. This allowed her to monitor the reactions of her colleagues and sometimes even participate in resuscitation efforts to appear concerned or heroic. She used her knowledge of medical records and protocols to obscure evidence. For example, she sometimes altered charts or created plausible explanations for the sudden deteriorations. She maintained an outwardly calm and professional demeanor, which helped deflect suspicion for a long time. Step 5. Exploiting her role and trust. As a trusted nurse, Letby had access to sensitive medical supplies, records, and patient rooms. Her colleagues found it hard to believe someone in her role could harm patients, which allowed her to continue unchecked for over a year. Parents often described her as kind and caring, further shielding her from suspicion. In some instances, she comforted grieving families after the deaths she caused. Step 6. Repeating the pattern. Letby's attacks were not isolated. She repeatedly harmed babies during her shifts, often within days or weeks of each other. When one method led to a fatality, she sometimes escalated to more extreme tactics to ensure the outcome. The motive, which I personally think are quite stupid, and the aftermath. Why did Lucy Letby commit such horrific crimes? Unlike other killers, her motive remains unclear. Some psychologists speculate she craved attention, using the emergencies she created to position herself as a hero among colleagues. Others suggest deep-seated psychological issues that may never be fully understood. The aftermath of Letby's actions has been devastating. Families are left with unimaginable grief. Hospital staff struggle with guilt for not uncovering her actions sooner, and the case has shaken public trust in the healthcare system. In response, the UK government launched an independent inquiry to examine how Letby was able to evade detection for so long and what measures can be implemented to prevent such tragedies in the future. Lucy Letby's case is a haunting reminder of the potential for evil in unexpected places. It's a story of betrayal, heartbreak, and the need for accountability in positions of trust. What are your thoughts on this case? Could anything have been done sooner to prevent these tragedies? Let us know in the comments below. And if you found this video informative, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss our deep dives into important stories like this. At the end of this video, I want to tell you that you need to help me if you can and suggest ideas for videos or help me with tools that makes my videos better. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next year in next year's video.